Hello everyone, I originally intended for this video to come out much earlier this morning, but I woke up with a massive head cold and kind of fucked me up for the whole day. I've been coughing and sneezing and just taking medicine, drinking juice, and all that other fun stuff all day long to try and get better for this. Hopefully I don't sound too congested. I feel better now than I did this morning. I'm going to feel even better in a little bit because Rick and Morty's coming up, and it's the Pickle Rick episode, the one I've been waiting for ever since all the Season 3 trailers were coming out. So, really excited about that. The main thing in this video is going to be my top 10 matches for July 2017. Before I jump into that, I guess we'll do some kind of current events or whatever, or, what happened this week in pro wrestling. For... third week in a row? I have not watched Raw or Smackdown. I'm not unhappy about my decision to do that. I mentioned last week that I read The Odyssey in lieu of watching Raw or Smackdown. And to follow that up, I said, you know what? I read The Odyssey, really enjoyed it. Now I decided to read Don Quixote. That's the next one that I've been trying to get through to fill the void left behind by me not watching Raw and Smackdown. Very good. I enjoy it. I mean, that classical lit stuff is archaic as hell, but it's still fun to read, and I like to be challenged, so why not? And I've always wanted to read Don Quixote. That's one that I just never got around to reading, and ever since I was a kid when that cartoon was out, what was it, Don Quixote and Sancho Panda? And it was like, I kind of want to read the book that's based off of, so I'm finally getting to do that, and it's great. On the wrestling side of things, I've obviously been getting caught up on the G1 Climax. It's great. I love it. It's nice when all the matches actually mean something and the outcomes actually matter. It feels great. I really enjoy it. And no, I don't watch every single tournament match because I just don't have enough time, but I definitely look at the cards and I pick and choose which ones I definitely want to watch. And I've done that every year since I've started watching the G1 Climax. So, very enjoyable tournament, as always. The G1 Climax is kind of taking the Royal Rumble's place for me as like that big... kind of set up the big show, and I've talked about how Wrestle Kingdom is kind of taking WrestleMania's place for me as the show I look forward to every year, and it's like, I think we got a replacement for the Royal Rumble as well, so good stuff all around. New Japan is just doing amazing work with that tournament right now, as I'll get into when I talk about my top 10 matches for July. Other things going on, Lucha Underground, the Cueto Cup, still going great. I cannot wait for Rey Mysterio versus Johnny Mundo. That match, they've done a spectacular job of building that up to where it's like, okay, that's can't miss. I can't miss it. we've got to wait, 2.5 more weeks or something for that? It's like, shit, I'm not missing that. Like, I'm absolutely not going to miss that. And Lucha Underground's done an amazing job of building that match up, and I can't wait to see that and the finals of the Cueto tournament, the Cueto Cup tournament. I think it's going to be... and again, I could go out and read the spoilers if I wanted to, but I don't want to. I like the show that much. It's like, yeah, the material's been out there for like a year, but it's like, I don't care. I don't want to have it spoiled for me. I could see it being, because the winner of Rey and Mundo is going to defend the title against the winner of the Cueto Cup. So I'm thinking it's going to be either Rey and Puma, or Mundo and Puma, or Pentagon and Rey. Those are like the three possibilities that I see being very likely for the main events of Ultima Lucha Tres. It's probably, if I had to guess, it's probably going to be Puma versus Pentagon in the finals too. We're still not, we're still don't even have the final four set up yet. But just looking at who's left, I'm like, I kind of feel like it's going to be Pentagon and Puma. But I'm really excited about it. It's like, God, we got to wait this much longer for all the good stuff. It's gonna be great. Super excited. So yeah, Lucha Underground totally making me happy right now. New Japan totally making me happy right now. NXT, I just watched this week's episode earlier this morning. Still very good. Even though I was hocked up on cough medicine, I still enjoyed what I saw. I think the next TakeOver special is gonna be really good. I think they built it up well. And it'll probably outshine SummerSlam, which I honestly don't care about at this point. I will say, I didn't watch SmackDown, but it's cool that Cena put over Nakamura. Put him over clean, apparently. Apparently, Nakamura dropped him on his head. I don't know. I haven't seen the clip, but that was the best possible outcome. I mean, it's still I mean, I would hope that Nakamura would win the belt from Jinder. It's like, okay, he beat Cena. It's like, come on. Just put the belt on him now. And Jinder has just been awful as champion through no fault of his own. But, I mean, you can only do so much when they book you like crap. And those matches with Orton have not done him any favors. But, yeah, it's still not enough to get me to want to watch SmackDown every week. I mean, they're doing AJ versus Owens for the 900th time, I feel like. It's like, didn't you just do that match like 2 or 3 weeks in a row, it feels like? I feel like that match is just constantly happening. And I just don't care. And, oh well. But some things I have enjoyed on the WWE Network, I've been scouring around, getting ready for my, I mentioned this last week, I was going to do top 10 match lists, of certain guys and certain events or whatever. So I've been starting some, like, research on that just to see the matches I pick are still as good as I remember, or if they deserve to be on the list, or maybe if there are other ones I haven't seen before that probably deserve it. So, been doing some preliminary work on that, and I came across, the last classic match review I did was of the Hogan Slaughter Desert Storm match from that MSG show in 91. I saw it on the network, actually, because WWE's been putting up these old cards from MSG and the Boston Garden and the Philadelphia Spectrum. I was like, this is awesome! I love this! And, I was watching, like, Bruno Sammartino title matches. I watched Sammartino versus Stan Hansen in a steel cage from, like, 73, I think? I watched the Haystacks Calhoun match. It's like, God, I'm watching shit that happened like a decade before I was born. This is awesome. I love this. And it's one of the reasons I have not canceled the WWE Network. I get to watch all that old shit that my dad told me about. And that's great stuff. And again, much like how I talked about reading Don Quixote or the Odyssey, it doesn't necessarily translate to modern times, but it's a new experience, and it's new material for me. It's like what's old is new again. And it's just a completely different experience watching those shows than I would get watching Raw or SmackDown at this point, where I'm just going to get the same old bullshit, spoon-fed to me. But with all of that said, I guess I'll get into my top 10 matches for July 2017. Let's pull the list up. Okay, New Japan completely dominated the list for July. Between their G1 USA shows and the start of the G1 tournament, they were just all over the list. New Japan took up 9 of the 10 spots, which is insane. I don't think I've ever given a promotion that many spots on a top 10 list. I know I did a top 30 once because I'd watched so much wrestling that month and I couldn't narrow it down, but for straight up top 10 lists, I don't think I've ever given it to more than maybe 6. Maybe 6 or 7. I know some of the Wrestle Kingdoms, those months typically rack up a bunch of matches. But, 9 New Japan matches on this list. 6 of them from the G1 Climax alone. And, so they win Brand of the Month. I'm just going to give them Brand of the Month because they've just been stellar lately. Just really enjoying their stuff. Number 10, Tetsuya Naito versus Tomohiro Ishii in the IWGP US title tournament from night 1 of New Japan's G1 America shows. Unfortunately, those shows have kind of gotten some bad press from the commentary, which was not very good, even with JR attached to it. But very good matches on there, namely these, the US title tournament, even though I do feel like New Japan has way too many championships. I thought the tournament yielded some really good matches and some good pairings, and Naito and Ishii had a really stellar match, so good on them. Number 9, Kazuchika Okada versus Cody for the IWGP World title, also from night 1 of the G1 America shows. Mainly I put this on here because A, the match is very good, and B, Cody, I'm just so proud of the guy and what he's been able to accomplish outside of the WWE. And I guess now's a good time to bring it up. Meltzer reported earlier this week that Bullet Club shirts at Hot Topic are selling like hotcakes, and far outselling the WWE shirts that are available at that show, which makes me go, yep. Good, because, the Bullet Club merch is fucking cool, number 1. That Cody shirt that's selling real well looks awesome. And, you see the Elite shirt, and I saw even the Gorillas of Destiny shirt looks awesome. The Bullet Club merch is just, it's very much cut from the same cloth as the NWO. It's just, all the merch just looks really, really cool. And it's good. It should be selling. I'm glad somebody's, picking up on it. I honestly can't remember the last time I was inside a Hot Topic, but it is good to hear. And, Cody, he's the ROH World Champion. He's getting main events against Okada at this show. Good on him. He deserves it. This is a guy that I felt was immensely talented, and the WWE just for whatever reason kept pulling the rug out from under him. And he's doing great for himself right now, and good on him. Good for him. I mean, Okada won the match, but big match for Cody, and very good main event. Number 8, Kenny Omega versus Tomohiro Ishii in the finals of the IWGP US title tournament. This was from night 2. Very good match, good closer to the tournament. If you have to have this US title, which I argue you really don't, Kenny Omega is like the best guy to be like the inaugural champion. He's just awesome. I mean, Kenny Omega has just been awesome all year long. He's done stellar, and I talk about it all the time. Him and Naito had to fill the void left behind by Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles, and they have done stupendously well. I can't sing their praises enough in what they've been able to accomplish and what the quality of work that they've been able to deliver on since assuming those roles. They've been great. Absolutely. They couldn't have possibly done any better. Number 7, the only spot on this list that wasn't filled by a New Japan match. Prince Puma versus PJ Black in the second round of the Cueto Cup from the July 19th episode of Lucha Underground. Probably the best match in the tournament so far. Excellent match. I mean, PJ Black is doing great in Lucha Underground right now as a member of the Worldwide Underground. For those of you who don't know, PJ Black is formerly WWE's Justin Gabriel. A guy who I thought was like, yeah, he's got some cool moves, but no personality. Then you watch Lucha Underground, it's like, oh, he does have a personality. My mistake. I'm sorry. But yeah, great match between these two. Really enjoyed it. And Prince Puma, even if Lucha Underground does get renewed for Season 4, which, I mean, that's like an annual stress test every year. Even if they do get picked up for Season 4, it looks like Prince Puma's not going to be there moving forward, which is kind of a shame, but I'm going to enjoy him while he lasts, and he's doing great these matches right now. So, yeah, really, really great match between those two. And then spots 1 through 6 is a 6-way tie between my 6 favorite matches from July of the G1 Climax tournament. Great. There are a lot of great matches in this tournament, and I picked 6 to put on this list as like a 6-way tie. Look, I'm not going to pick like favorites here. I'm just saying the tournament's been great. I'm really enjoying it, and these were my 6 favorite matches from the tournament so far. You got Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Zack Sabre Jr. From day 1. We got Tetsuya Naito versus Kota Ibushi from, this was also from day 1, yep. Kenny Omega versus Minoru Suzuki. That's an interesting pairing. Really enjoyed watching that. We also got Bullet Club versus Suzuki Gun out of it, which was pretty neat. That was from night 2. We got revisiting of one of the feuds that really got me into New Japan. Togi Makabe versus Tomohiro Ishii. Makabe's best match in a long time. He'd really regressed, but I thought this match was very good and kind of cut from the same cloth as all their other matches. That was from day 3. Then I have Kota Ibushi versus Zack Sabre Jr. from day... This was also from day 3. That match was great because it was like, this is probably what the finals to the Cruiserweight Classic should have been. I think it's the finals we all wanted, but we couldn't get because they didn't sign. And if they didn't sign, WWE's not going to put you over. So, and that's how you get TJ Perkins as your first Cruiserweight champion. Now, I don't want to sound like I'm shitting on TJ. It's just that he's a little white meat, a little kind of, kind of bland compared, especially when compared to Ibushi and Zack Sabre Jr. And it's kind of like, he went over? Okay. Yeah, but he was the one that signed, so it makes sense. It's a shame. But we did finally get that match, and it was great to see, and I really enjoyed it. And then finally I have Kazuchika Okada versus Michael Elgin from day 4. Excellent match. Okada, I can't sing the praises of him enough. I mean, the guy's just been excellent all year long. When you look at his matches with Elgin, his matches with Omega, those amazing matches with Omega, his match with Suzuki, the match with Shibata, the match with Bad Luck Fale. I mean, he's a guy that can just work amazingly well with anybody, and it's going to be great. If he's not Superstar of the Year for 2017, then something's wrong, because he's absolutely he's having the best year out of anybody this year, without question. And so, yeah, that is my top 10 list for July. Be on the lookout for more. Hopefully I sound better in my next video. But, yeah, I've got some more ideas for some videos. I've got, like I said, I'm working on my top 10 match lists and going to turn that into a monthly thing moving forward. So I got a lot of stuff on my plate. But hopefully you all are enjoying it, and hopefully you all stay tuned for more. And, hopefully you all enjoyed your weekend as well. And enjoy your week. Hopefully everybody has a good week. Have fun at work. Well, nobody has fun at work. But anyway, I'm tuning out for now. I'm going to go take some more cough medicine and probably crack. Well, no, I got to watch Rick and Morty. Yeah, got to watch Rick and Morty first. Rick and Morty, priorities. That is definitely a priority. But that is all I have for you right now. I'm Pickle Rick, and I'm saying later, everybody.